Miracle at the Meadowlands 2. Just remember when you're watching it that the two receivers that the Eagles have on the outside, DeSean Jackson in his prime and Jeremy Maclin, both guys with an ability to get deep, to get vertical, who are fast, who create space. This is something that today's Eagles team does not have. This is something that this Eagles team needs desperately. I want guys who can force defenses to cover every inch of the field, not just 5 yards, 10 yards. I don't need no more big, limping mother humpers. Still stinks. Everybody doing? King Dingbat here, and I hope everybody's having a great day. I hope you guys are doing well. You know, this Miracle in the Meadowlands 2 is getting ready to play, and to be honest with you, I already have it on video, and I was watching it again, and it just gets me so riled up when I see what they had with Jeremy Maclin, DeSean Jackson, and I look at the threat that they were on the outside, the speed that they were on the outside, and the amount of space that they created. I mean, teams, they play way back on those guys, and even if they catch something 3-4 yards, there's so much space for them to run that they're going to get big yards after the catch. And I think, wow, if you take the Eagles team now with Ertz and Goddard, they're better than what they had at tight end then. Devastating. It's a devastating offense if you add speed to the Eagles. Now, when I say speed, people think I mean 4.25, 4.27. That's speed. That is speed, but that's not exactly what I mean. What I mean is the ability to get vertical, the ability to get space, and to get behind the defense. That's what we're talking about. That's what the Eagles need. And hey, look, the truth is, in today's football, the teams that teams are scared of, they're the Kansas City Chiefs. They're the Baltimore Ravens. Teams that are fast, teams that are very hard to cover. That's the way the National Football League is going. That's the way it's going. And you know what? Watching that game gets me all worked up because I want that. I mean, this team was down big. But because they had those kind of receivers, they had that kind of offense. And Michael Vick with his feet, I mean, come on, and his arm, I mean, unbelievable. But the ability to score right away, the ability to make big plays is why they came back. I don't believe the offense we had last year could make that comeback. They couldn't do it, not because the quarterback Carson Wentz doesn't have the ability. He does, but he doesn't have the weapons. And no matter what you think of DeSean Jackson, he is 33 years old. Maybe he gives you one more year. Maybe not. But here's the thing. That offense, they were so scared of those receivers. They created so much space underneath and for themselves that it was hard. It was hard for the Giants to handle it, especially when Michael Vick starts running. It just those kind of receivers like DeSean and Mac, they create space. They are dangerous. And in today's football, that's where it's going. And Andy Reid knew it then. That's why he started drafting Maclins and Jacksons. And now look at his Kansas City Chiefs. Look at the receivers that they have. Oh, man, there are a lot of great wide receivers in this draft. And I don't know how it's going to turn out. You know who I want, number one. You know I want Ruggs, and you know if I can't get him, it's Mims, and I want Ayuk big time. I would love Rager. I love those guys because they're speed guys. And when I say speed, it's just not how fast they run. It's the ability to get deep on a defense. That's what they have the ability to do. That's what this Eagles team lacks. You can say what you want about Alshon and all these guys. That's what this offense needs. The ability to get deep, to get vertical. That is what your quarterback That is what he's good at. Give him what he's good at. Alshon Jeffrey is not a good receiver for Carson Wentz. He's too slow. He's too slow. Alshon Jeffrey is a good receiver for Nick Foles. Good compliment for Nick Foles, not for Carson Wentz. Deshaun Jackson, a great receiver for Carson Wentz. Let's put weapons around our quarterback that fit him. That's what I see when I watch this game, this Eagles-Giants game, the miracle in the Meadowlands 2. I need a miracle at the draft to myself. I need to find a way to get a couple vertical receivers for the Eagles that can hopefully play this season. Miracle at the Meadowlands 2, the game that shows speed kills. It kills, and it killed the Giants that day. Whether it was offense, whether it was special teams, and an awesome punt block by Jason Avant. I mean, look, speed kills. That's all I want from my Eagles. I want them to be able to score from anywhere on the field. That's the kind of quarterback you have with Carson Wentz. Give him what he needs. I want guys that can take a 2-yard pass, 80 yards. I want guys that can get deep and behind defenses. I want the Eagles' offense to be a juggernaut. I do. And I think the NFL is headed that way. Headed the way of speed. You see it with Kansas City. You see it with Baltimore. You hear about every other team wanting to get faster. Well, why are they wanting to get faster? Because they want to compete with teams like the Kansas City Chiefs. And that's the way the NFL is going. And if you're honest about the Eagles last year after Deshaun Jackson went down, guess what? They were the slowest offense in the league. And like I said, when I say speed, I'm not just talking about who runs the fastest. It's not about that. It's about the ability to break a game open, the ability to take a 2-yard pass, 80 yards, to get deep behind the defense. Those kind of things the Eagles got to figure out to do. And there's a lot of receivers out there. Rager, Ayuk, all those guys. Got to get them. Get them. Get 2 of them. I want 2 of them. Now, what I meant to talk about in this video before I started going off, I was fired. I mean, I just literally finished watching that game. But, what I wanted to talk about was free agency, and free agency as it stands right now. Because if you look at this Eagles offense, or this whole Eagles team, they've only gone defense so far. They've only addressed the defense. They have yet to address the offense in any way so far. Any way. And to me, that's really surprising because I thought, hey, yeah, we're going to focus on defense free agency. We'll focus on offense in the draft. I said that many times. I didn't think it was this extreme. I mean, this is crazy. I think the Eagles, if possible, before the draft, should really consider trying to sign Taylor Gabriel or another receiver, whether it's through a trade, King Cole, or I'm not that big Pettis guy, but there was some talk of Samuel. I don't know. I don't know how accurate all those things are. All I know is if the Eagles have the ability to get a guy like a Taylor Gabriel, they should do it. Because I think the Eagles could use another veteran presence at wide receiver. We got to be honest about Alshon Jeffrey, right? Apparently, we've heard the news reports the Eagles were trying to trade him since October. Okay? Now, they're not going to trade him. Nobody's going to want him. He's got a Liz Frank injury. He's 30 years old. He won't even be ready to start next year. He probably missed the first 4 to 6 games. So, for the first 4 to 6 games, who's going to be your starting wide receivers? Deshaun Jackson, 33 years old. Arcega-Whiteside. Now, I keep saying things all over the place. Arcega-Whiteside's going to break out. He's going to show everybody I really like Arcega-Whiteside. Arcega-Whiteside had a bad break. He with bad coaching. Okay, I hope he's great. But I can't put all my eggs in one basket. I can't put all my eggs in Arcega-Whiteside. Not after what I saw last year. I have to have an insurance plan. You know what I mean? So, what's my insurance plan? Robert Davis? I like Robert Davis, but he was on the practice squad, came in late. I can't put all my eggs in his basket. Burnett, can't put all my eggs in his basket. I can't put my eggs in any of those guys' baskets. I can't. I have to get somebody else. So why not bring in a veteran presence, a guy like a Taylor Gabriel? I don't care where you put him, but just to have him there, just to help out until maybe, some of your young rookie guys are ready to play. I mean, because let's say, I don't know, let's throw this out there. Let's say the Eagles, they draft Mims at 21, and then let's say, I don't know, Ayuk or Rager is the next guy, right? Which I would love that draft. But No OTAs, no spring football, no possibly training camp. Who knows, right? How long is it going to take before these guys are ready to be your starters? It could be a while. It could be a long while. So until that happens, you got to have somebody else, I think. I mean, me personally. Otherwise, you're really putting it on a lot on, your rookie draft picks, and you're not drafting one of the top 3. Well, I mean, I would like you to trade up and get Ruggs, but if let's say you don't, so those guys may not be able to start. They may not impact you more until the end of the year, which I think that's when they would kind of take over. But early on in the year, you have no Alshon, which even when he comes back, how healthy is he going to be? How slow is he going to be? Do we need another slow guy out there? I don't need a big slow guy out there. No more limping big guys. You know what I mean? I want speed. I want vertical. I want fast. I want guys to get yards after catches. I want space. And that's what we need to go. And I think Taylor Gabriel may be a cheap option for a 1-year deal. So, I don't know that the Eagles are going to do it, but boy, they are putting a lot of pressure on Ortega-Whiteside. And look, I'm a big believer in giving guys, the opportunity to earn it. Don't just hand it to them. Don't just hand Ortega-Whiteside a starting gig early without competition. Put somebody there that will compete with him and bring the best out in him. That's my opinion. The other thing I want to talk about in free agency, and this is purely just me ranting or talking to you, as friends. Jadeveon Clowney, the reports are saying that he's willing to take a 1-year deal. He is now willing to take a 1-year deal. Well, guess what? I know he knocked out Carson of the game in the playoffs and all that, and it really pissed me off. But a 1-year deal, if I could get him at a 1-year deal with decent price, I think you strike. I think the Eagles should sign him. Just to a 1-year deal. If he's really willing to come down as much as they're saying, and the reports are true that he's willing to take a 1-year prove-it deal, I say do it. Why not? Why wait for Yannick, and having to give a first-round pick or a second-round pick? Let's just get this guy cheap for 1 year. See what he can do. Let him rotate with Derek Barnett. Maybe he'll bring out the best in Barnett. Don't have to sign him long-term. But for next year, what the hell? That's what I think. I don't think. I think. Because I'm a dingbat. But I'm just a little fired up because I just watched this game. And that offense is what I'm talking about. It is what I'm talking about. Anyways, let me know what you guys think in the comment section. Love you all. Don't forget, subscribe, hit the like, all that crap. With that said, take care. Talk to you later. And don't be a dingbat.